It was supposed to be just another quiet holiday. But on April 21st, 2025, a nightmare shattered the peace of a small town in southern Brazil. Leia and her daughter Jennifer, a 14-year-old teenager, were brutally attacked inside their home. Amid the horror, Leia's 9-year-old daughter witnessed everything, and her instinct and strength to escape changed the outcome of this tragedy. Ronda Alta is the kind of place where violent crimes are rare and everyone knows each other. What happened that afternoon on November 15th Street shook the entire town. Ronda Alta is an agricultural city, famous for its soybean and corn crops. With around 10,000 residents, it's a close-knit community where events like rodeos and local celebrations bring families together. In this setting lived Leobaldina Rocha Lirio, known as Leia to her friends, a 41-year-old massage therapist. Leia was known for her warmth and mainly treated women, helping them with therapeutic massages. Mother of 3 daughters, a 21-year-old living in another city, Jennifer, 14, and the youngest 9, she was the family's cornerstone. Jennifer Rawani Lirio Gonçalves was a lively teenager. At the time, she was a student and loved dancing at local community events where she proudly performed. Her 9-year-old sister also took part in these activities, sharing the same enthusiasm. The youngest, whose identity is being protected, was described as curious and smart. She was very close to her mother and sisters. In the past year, Leia had started living with Juliano Hen, a 47-year-old landscaper known for his work on gardens and green spaces. They had been married civilly since December of 2024, and they were planning to hold a religious ceremony on the 24th of May, 2025. On social media, the couple shared happy photos, and Juliano posted messages of love, such as one he published on April 13th saying, "My Leia, I have no words to express what you mean in my life. I love you." To everyone who knew them, they seemed like a couple living in harmony, with no signs of conflict. In the days leading up to the crime, there were signs that not everything was well. According to investigator Leandro Antunes, Leia and Juliano had been having disagreements throughout the week. The main reason was reportedly jealousy, possibly involving another woman. These conflicts, however, were not public. Friends interviewed said that Leia was very cautious in her relationships. Before moving in with Juliano, she had hired a lawyer to look into his past, worried about some rumors. The investigation found nothing alarming, and Leia decided to trust him and continue the relationship. Still, something changed in the couple's dynamic. Leia reportedly told friends that she was reconsidering the wedding planned for May. According to the police, that decision may have triggered the argument that ended in tragedy. Meanwhile, Jennifer and her youngest sister kept up their routine: school, activities at local community events, and family time. The 9-year-old girl especially was very close to her mother, often accompanying her to appointments and playing with her sister. No one could have imagined that, in just a few days, she would face the worst moment of her life. It was a national holiday in Brazil, April 21st, 2025, around 1 p.m. In the apartment on November 15th Street, Leia, Juliano, Jennifer, and the youngest daughter were all there. What started as a conversation between the couple quickly escalated into a heated argument. According to the civil police, jealousy was the trigger. Frustrated by the conflicts, Leia reportedly said that the May wedding would not happen. That statement, according to the investigator, may have unleashed Juliano's fury. Juliano grabbed a knife from the kitchen and attacked Leia. Jennifer, nearby, didn't hesitate. She tried to protect her mother by confronting her stepfather. Her bravery, however, cost her life. Juliano attacked her first, stabbing her in the chest and abdomen, and she fell without a chance to survive. Leia was also mortally wounded. Mother and daughter died at the scene. The violence was so fast and brutal that it shocked everyone. Juliano's behavior was completely unpredictable. No one saw it coming. In a corner of the apartment, the 9-year-old girl watched everything, frozen by fear. Hidden, she grabbed her phone and started sending desperate messages to her 21-year-old sister, who was in another city. One of the messages, revealed by the media, said, "Run to Ronda Alta. Juliano killed mom and sister Dieni." Her sister responded immediately, telling her to run. The girl, with remarkable courage, made a decision that would save her life. Alone in an apartment where her mother and sister had just been victims of a brutal crime, the girl knew she had to act fast. Still holding the phone, she replied to her sister, "I'm running." According to sources, the girl went to the balcony on the first floor, about 16 feet above the ground. Without hesitation, she jumped. Miraculously, she landed unharmed and ran into the street screaming for help. Neighbors, alerted by the screams, began to gather. One neighbor, interviewed by a local paper, described the scene. She was desperate, saying Giuliano had killed the family. The girl was taken in by a neighbor who called the police. Meanwhile, the older sister who received the messages contacted acquaintances in Ronda Alta, asking someone to go to the apartment. The girl, now safe, became the key witness to a tragedy that no one could have imagined. Her courage is almost incomprehensible. Child trauma experts explain that kids exposed to extreme danger can enter a fight-or-flight state. For her, fleeing was the only option, but the trauma of witnessing her mother and sister's deaths will stay with her for years. Psychologists are already working with her, but the road to recovery will be long. Around 2 p.m., local law enforcement and the civil police arrived at the apartment. The scene was devastating. Leopoldina and Jennifer were found on the floor with multiple stab wounds. Giuliano was also found dead, but not from a knife as initially thought. Sources say he used a gun to shoot himself in the mouth. The General Forensics Institute began collecting evidence, including the knife and the firearm. The investigator confirmed that Giuliano killed Leopoldina and Jennifer before taking his own life. The 9-year-old girl was taken to a safe place. Her testimony, to be gathered with psychological support, is crucial to clarify details like the exact sequence of events and whether Giuliano planned to attack her. Police are also investigating the gun's origin, since Giuliano, a landscaper with no criminal record, was not licensed to own a firearm. The messages the girl sent are being analyzed. They not only confirm the crime, but reveal the absolute terror she lived through. The police believe she barely escaped, as Giuliano was still alive when she fled. The next day, April 22nd, Ronda Alta woke up in mourning. Leah and Jennifer were laid to rest at a local funeral chapel, in a ceremony that left the community in deep shock. According to sources, family, friends, Leah's clients, and Jennifer's schoolmates all attended to say goodbye. The school Jennifer attended suspended classes and hung a black mourning ribbon at the entrance. Giuliano, meanwhile, had a separate funeral at a local funeral home with restricted access. On social media, Leah's profile flooded with messages. A friend wrote, "Leah was a light, always smiling. I can't believe this happened." Another lamented, "Jennifer had her whole life ahead of her. So unfair." The community, still shaken, wondered how a seemingly happy couple ended up here. To many, Giuliano seemed like a good stepfather. He often accompanied his stepdaughters to local community events and was very involved in family life. The 9-year-old girl, now under the care of her 21-year-old sister, became the focus of support. Family friends organized donations, and social workers are providing help. Her sister, who will take custody, faces the challenge of rebuilding life after losing their mother and younger sister. According to sources, the community is mobilizing to support the two sisters with resources and emotional care. Schools and churches in Ronda Alta are planning activities to help integrate the girl, known for her joy at local community events. But the void left by Leah and Jennifer will stay with her forever. Despite the pain, there is hope. Survivor stories, supported by psychological studies, show that resilient children can move forward with the right support. The girl from Ronda Alta has already shown extraordinary strength. Her story reminds us that even in the worst circumstances, the will to live can prevail. The tragedy in Ronda Alta is a painful reminder that domestic violence can hide behind smiles and perfect social media posts. Sadly, Leopoldina and Jennifer are gone, but their memory lives on in those who loved them. Well, everyone, that's it. Let me know what you thought about this case in the comments. That's it from me for now. A big hug and see you next time.